I can confirm that this will be by far the loudest episode of Deeper Roots. Insane! This is a good day at work. This is gonna be a good day at work. Farmers, brewers, hunters, packers, badgers, cheeseheads, neighbors. No matter what name we go by, we are bound together by our roots. These are the people, the stories, and the statriotism from inside Wisconsin. Welcome to Deeper Roots with Blain's Farm and Fleet. It's Angie and Greg McCarn's Madison International Speedway. The roots run deep here in Wisconsin in regards to racing, yeah?
Our family has been promoting races right here at MIS over 45 years now. My parents were the managers here in the early 80s. We actually lived in a pop-up camper behind the beer stand, and during the summer, my brother and I, this is where we grew up. And so it's been really cool because our kids have grown up here too.
Greg, Angie, thank you for inviting us out to the family farm. What's that about, by the way? We heard that over and over on Friday night. Thanks for supporting the McCarn's family farm.
We were at Rockford Speedway for 10 years, and when I left there, we called it reverse retirement. And so I joke with people that we were just looking to buy some land and settle down in Wisconsin, but we wanted some pole sheds, and we happened to find this racetrack that had 2 pole sheds on it. And
50 acres.
Yeah, and 50 acres, and lo and behold, there's a racetrack here, so here we go. But I mean, we treat it like our farm. We take a lot of pride in it, and with this being our family farm, we want it to be in top shape. When people come out here, we invite them to our farm to enjoy a night, and we just continue to hold ourselves at high level.
Who are the families, though, that started this whole thing back in the 50s?
It actually started as Legion Speedway, and it was a quarter-mile dirt track. In the mid-70s, Sam Bardis, he acquired the track, and then the track we see today was built in 1969. He bought land from the Hanlon family, which still has the farm off of turns 3 and 4 to expand the track. A few different people had owned it and turned it into a dirt track, and it closed down in the late 80s, and then it was brought back in 92 by Wayne Erickson, who owned Slinger Speedway. And then from there, Jerry Filner owned it. And then from Filner, it went to Terry Kunis, and now we have it.
What is it about racing, specifically here in Wisconsin, that brings families together for, decades now?
The fans have so much passion, not only for the sport, but for our facility. The people that come up to me and tell me when they were 5 years old, this is where they came with their family. Their memories run deeper than my memories here.
So Friday night, we were here for the opening night of MIS for the summer season. And I've been to races and sat up in the stands and, whether it was on the hill in Jefferson or in your bleachers here. But then you invited us down into the pits. That's a completely different experience. Gentlemen, start your engines. First race of the year for all these guys. We got to pick a number, kind of like a horse race. Heads up, car coming. So I think it's super cool that there's like this swagger, right? The old school Wisconsin racing comes with like a group of buddies, and that's your crew, and they all got the headsets and the fire suits, and like Wisconsin racing is deep rooted. How cool is it knowing that you grew up in the racing industry, Greg, and you can kind of see how it's just repetitive in a family?
Like Zach Riddle, who is our defending track champion, his grandfather was a champion when my parents were running the track, and his grandpa and grandma still come out to the races. They actually met at Angel Park, and so you see all those generations. And the extended family aspect of it, I remember in the school they asked me who my grandparents were, and Grandma and Grandpa McCarns, Grandma and Grandpa Banks. Then I named off about 5 other grandparents because of that extended family. We weren't related at all, but we were related because of being at the racetrack together all summer.
So Angie, you marry into this racing thing. What type of sales had to happen in order for you to go, yeah, this sounds like a great idea?
Honestly, it drew me right in. Greg is very charismatic anyways, but the whole racing industry, the atmosphere, I always tell my staff when I hire them, like, we're here because people pay to come and have fun. They want to have fun with their family. They want to be here with their friends. They want to cheer on their favorite driver. Buying the racetrack was obviously a big decision. That was a big, big step for us, but Greg has always promoted other people's racetracks, and we said, why not just invest in ourselves?
If you could sum it up in few words, what is it about the love of racing?
It's sensory overload. The speed, the sounds, the rumble in your chest. Like When a 410 sprint car gets pushed off at Angel Park, those things are violent. When the USAC Silver Crown or 4-barrel super late model is going around Wisconsin's fastest half mile, there's something really special about that.
Okay, so this is absolutely insane. I've never, ever been on the infield during a race. Loud, lots going on. There's 3 laps to go in this race. This is nuts. I really don't know how to describe the level of energy when there's a race happening literally 30 yards. And now here they come again. It is like non-stop action at this track. One thing I noticed about watching a race in the infield of a racetrack, you get dizzy. I caught myself doing this, watching the race, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute. This is so awesome. Watch that truck come off. Woo-hoo-hoo! What's your favorite part about racing in Wisconsin?
Well, it's the people. We're unique where we own a racetrack, we lease a racetrack, and we just sold our traveling series. But I have the same fans at all 3 of those events. And they'll follow us around and they'll ask, how's Al doing at school? Did your daughter get her license yet? They've watched our kids grow up and they've supported us.
How much time and effort do you have invested to what I would call the production of a race night?
People come here, spend their money. They want to see a good show. They want to see a good run show. Our staff is very good at keeping everything moving. Once that train starts going, you want to just keep the next race going and the next one coming out.
The McCarn's name is one that has history here in Wisconsin, right? But there's some names on the wall here, and from turn 3 into turn 4. Give us your best Matt Kenseth story.
We had the Big 8 series, which is what ran our Friday night opener. We started that in 05, and Matt called and goes, I want Ross to run that series with you because I know that you'll treat him like any other driver and not like my kid. And that meant a lot to me too.
If you had a responsibility to protect the McCarn's family name, if you could just pinpoint one responsibility that you have that you maybe will give to your kids someday.
Make the decision that's best for the short track industry for the long run. There's nights where Ange and I sit on the porch at the front of the office, and there's rain in the area and there's everything else, and it's like, but we should race. Everyone's here, and short term, the implications might not be favorable for you, but to be right by the industry in the short track, we need to make the right decision.
I love it. Thanks for having Deeper Roots out. It's been a pleasure to tell your story, and hopefully the dome stays intact and you have a great racing season.
Absolutely.
What's the speed limit back here? I think that's the best Wisconsin grow-up story I've ever heard. Yeah, I grew up in a pop-up camper behind the bar.
Her dad was born above a bar, so
yeah.
All right. Like, where do I stand? I don't even know where to stand. Holy buckets. We're on the racetrack with Red's car. That did not make me feel good. Wow. I'm a little weirded out that we don't have any yellow on. I'm gonna get away from the track just a little bit and put my earplugs back in. This is nuts. And that's how you take a victory lap. That's it for this episode of the Inside Wisconsin Show's Deeper Roots with Blain's Farm and Fleet, the final episode of Season 1. Time flies when you're spreading joy. If you or someone you know would like to share your deep-rooted story in Wisconsin in the coming year, we'd love to hear from you. Just head to farmandfleet.com/deeperroots and fill out the form. As always, don't forget to like and comment below. Smash that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. And check out a race at MIS this summer. You'll enjoy it. Feel free to leave a 5-star review on the podcast side. We appreciate you. See you soon.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Remember to subscribe on YouTube. Leave a review. Smash the like button. Just get with us.